This episode of TechNewsDay is sponsored by Vincero and by Babbel.
The dating nowadays is pretty complicated. I don't know personally. I've been off the market long enough that when any of my single friends describe it, they may as well be speaking a foreign language. Hinge? Bumble?
What's that you say?
Coffee meets bagel? Are these even real? Are you just messing with me? And then on top of the more like all-purpose dating apps, there's of course more specialized ones. There's Grindr for the gays who are in a bit of a hurry. There's Farmers Only for people who only want farmers. Christian Mingle for Christians. J-Date for Jews. And so on. These are all meant for people who maybe don't find as many like-minded individuals on more general dating apps as they would like. But there's one group of daters who has had it harder than all the rest over the past few years, and that would be conservatives, the most oppressed people on earth.
Despite ostensibly being roughly half the country, or at least half the country's voters, conservatives have been whining for years that no one wants to date them. In 2017, The Federalist posted this column titled, "Your refusal to date conservatives is one reason we have Donald Trump," where the author loses his mind over OkCupid users now being able to put "I support Planned Parenthood" badges on their profiles.
Oh my gosh.
In 2018, The Washingtonian published this article, "Young DC conservatives, no one wants to date us," full of pathetic complaints about people not wanting to get romantically involved with people whose views are diametrically opposed to theirs. Last year, the National Review published this painfully long article where they basically make the case that because only 6% of Ivy League female students are willing to date a Trump supporter, that means conservatives are being discriminated against by the intolerant left.
So yeah, it is of course pretty bizarre that anyone would be this upset about not getting to date people who dislike you.
Wait, have they ever decided to just take a long, hard look at themselves and figure out why it is that people would write them off instantly for their beliefs?
Yeah. Or, I mean, even just a lot of people have a lot of differences, things, you know, not red flags, but deal breakers on dating sites.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's like when women are like, no one under 6'2", it's like, well, would you really have wanted to date that person?
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out anyway.
Like, she might be really hot, but like this person's personality, you probably wouldn't get along. So it's actually probably better that she's just putting it out there from the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dating is all about finding people that you like and have things in common with. Most couples don't agree on everything, but agreeing to disagree about topics like trans rights, abortion rights, vaccines, healthcare, police brutality, etc., just right out the gate is understandably not something most people want in dating. And despite complaints about this from conservatives who just really wish they could date more people that hate their guts, turns out a lot of other conservatives are also tired of having to swipe through so many libs while looking for their next date.
Yeah.
So thankfully, there is finally a dating app for conservatives. Introducing The Right Stuff.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan. I've got to tell you about something I am so excited to announce. A dating app for all of us conservatives. It's called The Right Stuff, and it's launching this September. What I love most about it is that it's invite only, so not just anyone can join. First of all, it's free to use. And for my ladies, you'll never have to pay because we all get premium subscriptions for simply inviting a couple friends. Gentlemen, if you want access to premium, that's on you. And by the way, those are the only two options. Ladies and gentlemen, The Right Stuff is all about getting into the right dating pool with people who share the same values and beliefs as you. You'll start off by building your perfect profile. No pronouns necessary. We want you to put your best foot forward, which includes your favorite photos of yourself doing what you love or being with the people you love.
Okay, well, the video goes on for another minute or so after that, mostly just explaining how the app works, which is not very different to how we assume most dating apps work, but you get the idea.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. We get it, lady. It's you match with them and then you talk to them.
Yeah.
And then you go on a date.
It's you swipe left or right on decades old Supreme Court decisions, and based on that, it uses its algorithm to display someone that is right for you. That would actually be more effective. Like, not even saying what political leaning you have, but just like deciding on Supreme Court rulings or anything else like that, and then showing just the people who agree with you might actually be a good tactic.
Yeah.
But with the right stuff, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, you're self-selecting.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Sure. So this stuff it's a conservative dating app, and now you can post your pic of you and Donald Trump at the golf course without fear of rejection.
Yeah, loud and proud. There he is, me and the big guy.
Wow, they've been to Mar-a-Lago.
Wow.
They might have seen some documents. Documents make me horny. Anyways, that woman in the video isn't just any conservative Christian woman, by the way. That is Ryan McEnany, younger sister of former Trump press secretary and total smoke show, Kayleigh McEnany.
I think Ryan looks better. She's the younger, newer model.
Well, we'll have to see both of them do a nice 360 for the crowd.
Let's see it.
And yes, it is kind of funny that a woman named Ryan is so against pronouns when there is a 100% chance that she has been misgendered throughout her life with a name like that.
Yeah, there's no way she hasn't at some point in her, she looks like she's, I don't know, mid-20s, in her life, had a teacher or someone call out Ryan McEnany and like looking out at all the boys, and she's like, that's me. She's like, not funny. Where's Ryan?
Well, that's
I'm looking
also
for Ryan.
You know, back in the old Twitter days, she probably just had an egg for a profile icon and probably got shouted at like, hey, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
And then,
Bro.
yeah. So there you go. A perfect case for using pronouns properly.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I'm sure people on there use plenty of pronouns. It's actually quite difficult to communicate in any language without them.
Mm-hmm.
But some other great moments from later in the video include a little section about prompts that users can fill out, which are mostly, it's just typical dating app stuff. Aside from one that's, a random fact I love about America is blank. That's cool. An example of how the Alexa change the blank prompt can be properly used is shown on screen. And of course it's, Alexa, change the president. Oh, got him.
The conservative humor is fantastic.
Yeah. There's also a part later where the hand that's holding the phone starts scheduling a date at a Washington Nationals game and then backspaces so they can go back and make sure the word baseball is capitalized. I don't know why they chose to use that shot, but it's funny. I mean, you do have to capitalize it. It is our national pastime.
You know, I am a bit of a Nazi
respect.
myself, a grammar Nazi.
Baseball with a B.
Yeah.
If I have to write black with a B in all my columns, baseball should get a capital B too.
They should have spelled it B-E-I-S-B-O-L and then erased it and spelled it the American way.
Baseball.
Football. No. Soccer.
Yeah.
But the right stuff does manage to get a lot of things right. For one thing, giving women free premium memberships and charging men $10 for premium. That is very smart.
That's a good move.
Since based on everything else we know about the conservative dating world, this is going to be a sausage fest otherwise. Secondly, aside from the golf course pick, they were very wisely avoiding using overt references to Trump, nor do they lean into that sort of MAGA aesthetic, which is good. It made previous attempts at this sort of thing that we've covered not go so well, like Trump dating or Trump singles. They seem gaudy and off-putting, like Trump himself, or like Trump Steaks, or Trump University.
Anything he's involved with at all, yeah.
Yeah, it makes you suspicious. Although I do love that, like, specifically from a type of person who would sue over like gender discrimination in like Vegas, because you see those posts all the time where it's just like, they tried charging me $50 to get into the club when the ladies get in for free. Well, why don't I just say I'm a lady and then sue them? And it's like, now that this app is doing it, they're like, well, you know, I completely understand this. It's going to be a sausage fest otherwise, and you know, in this, money buys power, and that's kind of what we're into. So
how do you verify that you're a woman, though? How are they going to keep the trolls out? Because this is asking for it.
Knowing an app like this is like photos of genitals, which are then inside of a Russian server somewhere to use in the future.
To keep out all the groomers, we're going to need to see a picture of your genitals.
Yes, exactly.
In addition to the trolls, I assume a lot of like foreign spies are going to want to get on here.
Yeah.
To see, hey, you got an in at Mar-a-Lago? Just want to go check it out.
Yeah.
See if there's anything there might be up my alley.
With all this and all the other conservative apps, it might be better to just be literally called the honeypot.
The honeypot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sweet, sweet conservative honey.
Delicious.
Hey, baby. You know what would be really cool? Is if you raided the Capitol on January 6, 2023. Wouldn't that be hot?
For me.
You should take lots of pictures, too.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, one funny thing that you'll find, though, when you Google Right Stuff Dating is that the top results are all for another dating service, also called Right Stuff Dating, which appears to still be active despite looking like it hasn't been updated in 15 years. And this other Right Stuff Dating is specifically for graduates and faculty of the US's top universities, the Ivy Leagues and whatnot. In other words, it's a dating service for the coastal elitists least likely to be fans of Donald Trump.
So you can see the confusion.
Some funny little irony there.
Anyways, if nothing else, the existence of The Right Stuff now means that conservative men are no longer allowed to complain that they can't find a date. Because Ryan McEnany is right there, willing to date anyone that signs up for it.
That's right.
That's part of the promise.
You get to date Ryan.
Yeah. And then you can move your way up the ladder to Kayleigh McEnany.
She's taken, but, you know. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I guess so. But anyway, speaking of guys who are looking to get out into the dating pool after a long dry spell, let's check in on Martin Shkreli. And yeah, this pharma bro Casanova did manage to make a woman leave her husband and her career for him while he was behind bars for financial crimes. But they broke up, because she went straight to the media and he just blabbed about it. But cool. While she still seems to think that she has a shot in this relationship with Martin Shkreli, he has moved on.
Clearly, yeah.
The freedom has gone right to his head.
Yeah.
Earlier this month, it was reported that rather than join the dating apps or even jump on an exclusive celebs-only dating app like Raya, Martin Shkreli was getting back in the dating game by creating a Google Docs form for interested women to fill out. And by the looks of it, it is actually going surprisingly well. And there are many categories where he can weed them out. And one of the categories is, will she fuck me on the first day?
That's right.
Yeah, so it's going to be speed dating, speed fucking for Martin Shkreli.
You know what you're getting when you sign up to date Martin Shkreli.
Does it have like an NDA attachment to the line where you're filling your information?
No need.
Yeah. Anyways, here's the Daily Dot with more.
Martin Shkreli is allowing interested parties to sign up for time slots so they can go on a date with the former pharma bro, according to a tweet on his somewhat anonymous alt. The formerly incarcerated Shkreli, who spent 4 years in prison for securities fraud, said he will be free for dates starting on September 14th, which is when his ankle monitor comes off. All dates, he said, come with a standard gift bag with NDA.
Oh, there you go.
The gift bag, according to the form, will include either jewelry, a handbag, or shoes. The form, a public Google sheet titled Date Martin Shkreli, has categories such as whether the interested party requires travel or a hotel, what their height and weight are, their chest size, and whether they would have any interest in getting pregnant. There's also a tab asking respondents if they FOTFD, or fuck on the first date. Some say yes, others say no. One person agreed only if Shkreli was willing to take an STI test. That date was approved. According to the form, which is still being updated at the time of writing, Shkreli is booked on a date almost every night until October, save for Sundays, and an upcoming guys' night that involves being in Murray Hill, balling out of control. At least 14 dates are approved in the doc, with others processing.
So what's your excuse, loser?
Yeah.
Martin Shkreli's got dates from here to October.
This man's wearing a fucking ankle monitor.
Yeah.
He's the most hated man in the world.
But he's clean. He's got the test to prove it.
He's got dead eyes like a rat, and he can still find a date.
But in addition to keeping his nights busy, Shkreli has been making up for lost time in the exact way that we predicted as soon as it was announced that he'd be released from prison. Crypto.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's right up his alley. He literally went to prison for running a Ponzi scheme.
Successfully, though.
Yeah. Shkreli unfortunately just barely missed the crypto bull market, so he has to try a little bit harder to successfully break into crypto during this current downturn. But if anybody loves a challenge, it is Martin Shkreli.
I believe in you.
So what he decided to do, he tried to do something called Drug-like, which is a Web3 drug discovery software platform, whatever the hell that means. And wait, wasn't this guy banned for life from the pharmaceutical industry?
Yes.
Just something to think about. Yeah. Anyways, it's been a little less than a month since Drug-like launched. Let's check in with how it's doing. Here is, once again, the excellent Web3 is Going Great blog.
Martin Shkreli dumps his project's token in hack. I've almost got to give it to him. When I wrote up Drug-like, Martin Pharma Bro Shkreli's new Web3 project for drug discovery, and asked him some questions in the project Discord, I expected him to run into issues with the fact that he's trying to build a pharmaceutical software platform after being banned from the pharma business. But he seems to have exceeded my high expectations for this grift, pulling off a scam even before anything got off the ground. The value of MSI, Martin Shkreli Inu, really, plummeted 90% when a wallet owned by Shkreli suddenly dumped its tokens. The MSI token originally was a fan-made token, but Shkreli adopted it as the token powering Drug-like, despite zero information as to how it's actually used to power the project. The MSI were swapped for 239 Ether, or $459,000.
So damn, it's a tale as old as time.
He's got to pay for those gift bags for all those dates he's going on.
Web3 really is going just great.
And now that abortion is getting harder to come by, that's going to be expensive too.
No, I think the plan is to put more Shkrelis into the world, much like Elon Musk.
Oh, that's true, yes.
As for how such a thing happened, here's the post again. Shkreli claimed via his Twitter persona, Enrique Hernandez, that I got hacked last night. Shkreli was banned from Twitter after being creepy to a journalist, and so now uses the thinnest of veiled identities to somehow evade Twitter suspension. Shkreli claimed that when he tried to torrent a file called, no joke, Big Tits Round Asses, 17, 12, 14, Jasmine 1080p, he ended up with a remote access Trojan. However, crypto research project Rug Pull Finder tweeted, bruh, why is the attacker's wallet funded by you then? Because I didn't think anyone would do just a shred of investigation because it never happens.
Listen, I was in prison during all the previous rug pulls, so I haven't figured out all the kinks on how to do this properly.
Yeah, but I love that,
But not bad for my first try.
His excuse was the excuse of someone who just got caught downloading Nirvana MP3s on their parents' computer.
No, I was downloading porn, I swear.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a Trojan virus. I thought it was big tits and round asses.
So anyway, we're not sure how accurate that last part is or whether Martin Shkreli himself really is behind his own crypto project rug pulling. But it's just great to see him out of prison and doing what he loves best, being really shady.
Yeah, he jumped right back into the deep end. Without hesitation, without remorse, without anything.
I don't think he learned a damn thing.
No, in fact, he probably learned more crimes in prison.
Yeah, that's the problem with prison is half the people, they come out of there just more refined in their criminality.
Yes. In the old days, they'd come out more muscular, more violent. These days, he went in and then became a podcaster, and now he's a crypto bro.
He hit the gym in his brain.
Yeah, it's the podcast industrial complex.
But moving on now to another character who is back to doing what he does best after some much-deserved time away.
This is almost as frustrating as everything Martin Shkreli's doing.
Adam Neumann, the egomaniacal founder of WeWork, who led his company to such a spectacular collapse that it spawned an Apple TV show about it, is back in business. Because once you reach a certain point, you can only fail upward.
I love that, just Apple TV Plus just rubbing its hands.
Ooh, season 2, baby.
Because they have no content on there. And I hate Jared Leto, but the show's good.
They might have to recast him.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
But then cast someone else to play Jared Leto in the inevitable Jared Leto miniseries about what a fucking creepy weirdo he is.
Yeah.
And then have that guy play Jared Leto as Adam Neumann in that show and on the season 2 of We Crashed, which is a terrible title. We Crashed? Fuck off. Come on.
Apple doesn't have many wins, okay? Let them have this one. They got Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's the New York Times with more on this. Adam Neumann, founder of WeWork, whose spectacular rise and fall has been chronicled in books, documentaries, and a scripted television series, has a new venture. And a surprising backer. Neumann's new company, Flow, wants to transform, the residential rental real estate market.
No!
Notably, it has the financial support of Andreessen Horowitz, the prominent Silicon Valley venture capital firm that was an early investor in everything from Facebook to Airbnb. The backing of Andreessen Horowitz, considered royalty among early-stage investors, is a powerful sign of support, and perhaps a rebuke to Neumann's critics, who have described his leadership of WeWork as a cautionary tale of corporate hubris. Andreessen Horowitz is investing about $350 million in Flow, according to 3 people briefed on the deal. The investment, the largest individual check Andreessen Horowitz has ever written in a round of funding to a company, values Flow at more than $1 billion before it even officially opens its doors.
How does this happen?
Because
how do you look at anything about this guy and be like, you know what? Andreessen Horowitz, the biggest VC firm in Silicon Valley, are going to give this man more money than we've ever given anyone else before.
Because the entire tech industry is run on vibes.
Yeah.
And
this guy does have pretty wild vibes.
Well, he's
magnetic. And he's 7 feet tall.
All things considered, yes, he is an actual, religious
a cult leader, yeah.
a religious figure. He's a very, depending on what your definition of work is, an actual hard worker, but a guy who is able to manipulate reality into whatever he wants it to be.
Yeah.
And that's what investing is just creating this idea of value. And he does that well.
He does a great pitch.
Until it all falls apart.
Until, you try to get listed on the NASDAQ and you have to submit all the proper forms and you look at it and you're like, well, this is completely fucked.
And
wait, hold on.
It all falls apart within weeks. It just spectacular stuff. And look, you gotta hand it to him.
I guess.
You do have to hand it to him for the fact that
you gotta hand $350 million to him.
Well, fleecing VC money so egregiously is honestly kind of inspiring.
Yeah, the man he's quite a grifter.
This is it's on the same level of Quibi, where unintentionally Jeffrey Katzenberg was just handing out money to the production industry for a year straight. This is kind of like that, except Adam Neumann is just these people aren't smart with their money, so I'm going to take it from them.
Yeah, WeWork was a master class in that sort of grift because, as we've talked about many times before, WeWork did not do it was not a new idea, but it was pitched as a new idea.
It was a real estate company pitched as a tech company.
Other companies have been doing the co-working temporary office space thing for literal decades, but it doesn't look cool. It just looks like office space, which is not very cool. But you make it look cool by installing some beer taps and putting some art up on the walls, and here's your $1 billion.
I also think one of the funniest things about the WeWork saga is that right as it crumbled to the ground, the coronavirus happened, and it became a test case for actually using office places like this.
Yeah.
Hey, the commercial real estate market is terrible. What a bad investment this is. If only we had a place where we could just rent out things when we needed it all the time, but a place that looked cool and impressive to, our clients and investors.
Yeah.
So, but it was just so funny that it fell apart right before it was useful.
Yeah, but there was also I don't know, with their cash flow, would they have even survived the first 4 months of coronavirus when no one was fucking going to work?
No,
they would have crumbled.
Yeah.
So they were fucked either way.
Well, now they're here to fuck the personal real estate market.
The real estate market.
Yeah.
You thought it couldn't get worse? So just what exactly did Adam Neumann receive over $1/3 billion for? What is Flow? Well, sounds like it's basically WeWork, but for apartments, I guess, though specific details are currently non-existent. It's all vibes.
We're doing Blackstone, but cool.
Yeah. Yes. Mark Andreessen's press release of the announcement is extremely vague and mostly filled with obvious platitudes about how people live in homes and how that's important, having a home, and how the current housing market sucks. But how Adam Neumann is supposed to solve any of that, I don't know. That's a mystery. Here's Vice.
Shelter is one of our most basic needs.
What?
Andreessen wrote in the announcement block. In a world where limited access to home ownership continues to be a driving force behind inequality and anxiety, giving renters a sense of security, community, and genuine ownership has transformative power for our society, Andreessen writes. When you care for people at their home and provide them with a sense of physical and financial security, you empower them to do more and build things. Solving this problem is key to increasing opportunity for everyone. Details are light on what Flow actually is or how it would address the housing crisis. Its website is essentially a blank splash page, but Andreessen writes that it will aim to let, quote, renters receive the benefits of owners.
What do you mean?
And rethink the entire value chain, from the way buildings are purchased and owned, to the way residents interact with their buildings, to the way value is distributed among stakeholders. This is a horrible idea that is going to crash so hard, and the only shining light I can see here is that much in the same way that Uber, Lyft, Postmates, and all the rest were subsidizing the cost for years, is that it might provide the people who are early adopters with affordable rents before people need to get paid eventually?
I don't know if it's scalable in the same way though.
Certainly isn't.
Even with buckets of VC money, how do you subsidize fucking housing for the amount of time it would take, you to take over the market the way Uber was just losing money on every ride. You're losing money on rent every month for thousands of fucking tenants.
Maybe they try it or they build a bunch of stuff and then their shit collapses and then everyone's like, well, we have all this housing left over.
That would be great.
Either way, it's going to fail.
Yeah. Now what's funny about this is as much as Flow is probably going to suck just on the fact that Adam Neumann is involved and these people are all fucking ghouls and there's no way it's not going to suck. The housing crisis across this country is so bad that it's hard to imagine this being that much worse than the current situation. Housing absolutely does need to be disrupted, as they say in the tech business, but the kind of disruption that's needed is more stuff like public investment in housing development and the repeal of all the various NIMBY laws like the ones we have here in California that make it extremely hard to develop enough housing to actually meet demand. And as Vice notes, Mark Andreessen filed an all-caps public comment recently opposing affordable multifamily housing development in his town, and that was just this month, like weeks ago. So it's possible that these guys are more interested in just making money, a lot of it, than actually solving anything or much less getting to the root causes of anything. But hey, if they can find a way to build, I'll take it. It's a step.
We found all this land in Oregon where this community used to live, and
But what scares me though is like Uber got powerful enough that it was able to like change laws essentially. Like these guys, they get powerful enough. They're not going to expand housing. They're just going to divide housing even more. It's going to be like the most dystopian like New York apartments where landlords are just illegally renting 2-bedroom apartments to 20 people by just putting up some drywall. And they're going to make it so that it's totally legal to live in a fucking coffin.
Well, and based on just this guy's lengthy track record of being in charge of a company already, like this is going to be culty as fuck. It is going to be your neighbors and your roommates are going to be your family. Everything involved in this is going to be a subscription service. Your rent, utilities, food, bathroom, trash, all of that is going to be a subscription service. It's all going to be microtransactions. It's all going to be backed on the fucking blockchain, and it's going to ruin people's lives. So stay away from Flow is my only advice.
Terrible name, too. Sounds like period product.
Yeah, unless you're like a huge like overseas investor, in which case, yes, pour all of your money into this.
Yeah.
You tax dodging fucking moron.
Yeah, let's get some of that Chinese money in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
But yeah, speaking of housing, one thing that's that the not in my backyard or NIMBY homeowner class loves almost as much as blocking new development is, of course, surveillance, which has become easier than ever in recent years. It's now very affordable to set up multiple cameras around your property that notify you whenever literally anything happens. So whereas before it wasn't possible to feel paranoid about every single stranger that uses the sidewalk in front of your home, now it's just a tap away. And you can then just head over to Nextdoor to chat with your neighbors about all this suspicious activity and get yourself even more paranoid. If Facebook isn't paranoid enough for you, you go to Nextdoor and all of your fears can be instantly justified.
Yeah, the world really is a terrifying place.
So not everything captured on security cameras is scary though. And companies like Amazon Ring certainly don't want potential customers to associate their products with fear.
And nothing else.
Mass surveillance, it can be fun too.
Yeah.
Here's Engadget.
Wanda Sykes has signed on to host an America's Funniest Home Videos type of TV show. It won't be showing clips deliberately captured using cameras or phones, though. Nope, it will feature videos captured by Ring doorbells and smart home cameras. The show is called Ring Nation, and it's a production by MGM Television and Big Fish Entertainment. If you're wondering what the common denominator is between the three, it's none other than Amazon. The e-commerce giant owns MGM and Big Fish, and it purchased Ring's smart doorbell business for $1 billion in 2018. According to Deadline, Ring Nation will showcase viral videos that feature content such as neighbors saving neighbors, marriage proposals, military reunions, and animals doing silly things. In other words, videos you'll probably come across online if you frequent social networks, unless the show will also feature fresh content that could potentially go viral as shared by Ring owners.
I am constantly surprised at the dystopian future we're living in, and this is like this is such a perfect example, because if you read this to anyone under the age of even 50 now, they'd be like, that sounds like a horror novel. And everyone else is just like, sure. And that's why they got Wanda Sykes, someone who's completely disconnected from the internet.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Someone who has aged out of like giving a shit about anything. Yeah.
So you're saying it's America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do one of those.
And how much? And I can knock all these episodes out in a day? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, look at all the fun you're missing out on by not having Ring cameras pointed everywhere in and around your home, recording footage at all times, which Amazon can hand over to the police without even asking your permission, by the way, if you missed our episode last week. But yeah, you come for the sense of security, you stay for the laughs and the goofs. Maybe you'll even end up on Ring Nation, coming soon to Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah, gotta start making that content.
They should just go the full step further and do like a live PD style show where you can just watch everyone's Ring cameras live.
Yeah, fuck it.
We have a producer that puts the most crime-riddled areas on your screen to see if anything happens. Are you ready to be a narc?
And then like, coming up next, our recurring segment, UPS drivers literally collapsing from heat exhaustion on people's doorsteps.
Yeah, if you pay...
Oh, look at that guy. He could have used another sip of water.
If you buy 1,000 bits, you can shoot a water bottle out of the front door and save his life. Are you a bad enough viewer to do that?
Oh, it sucks. I hate everything.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to point out with the WeWork thing, because I just remembered it, and I will forget if I don't mention it. We haven't seen anything out of MoviePass this summer, and it was supposed to launch in like June.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of failed startups and people who are retrying the failed startup, and that came to mind.
Interesting.
Guess the blockchain didn't really come through.
And now, especially now that people are back in the movies, now that Tom Cruise saved the movies, where's MoviePass?
It would be awesome if Top Gun is the reason it doesn't exist, because it was such a wild success immediately that they just instantly blew through the cash.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Who could have thought that sequel would have made $1 billion?
Yeah. Anyway, we've got more news coming up in a minute. But first, support for today's episode comes from Vincero Collective. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and the heat is turning up thanks to Vincero Collective's huge summer sale. Vincero makes exceptionally crafted and stylish watches at affordable prices. Other premium handcrafted watches have insane markups. You can finally own a high quality and lasting timepiece without going broke. And the best part is they are running their biggest sale of the year right now. So if you're looking for the perfect accessory to help elevate your style, for a limited time only, you can get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our exclusive link, VinceroCollective.com/Newsday.
And the discount doesn't stop there. You'll get up to 30% during their site-wide sale. What a score. I love my Vincero watch, and this isn't the same one, but I got married in a Vincero watch. So if it's good enough for me, check it out.
I think I did too, actually.
They're nice watches.
Yeah.
Vincero Collective is a premium lifestyle brand out of San Diego that also makes high quality and affordable sunglasses, jewelry, and more. Vincero Collective is known for their exceptionally crafted, ethically made products for today's most ambitious people. Modern pieces that upgrade your look and stand the test of time. There are 3 words that Vincero's products bring to mind: stylish, quality, and versatility. Vincero designs everything in-house, sources their own materials, and produces in small batches. They are committed to doing things well or not at all. For all the boss men and women out there, their watches are a must. They can elevate your look with a twist of the wrist. Made with stainless steel, durable silicone, and Italian marble straps, these sleek, modern watches come with traditional automatic and Japanese quartz movements.
And the sunglasses come polarized with handcrafted frames and so many styles to choose from. The eye-catching and modern designs can go with any outfit or trend. Perfect for a day in the office or date night out. This is the perfect gift for yourself or someone that you love. You can finally look like a baller without having to spend like one. But you don't need to take my word for it. With over 30,000 5-star reviews, features in Forbes, Business Insider, and Newsweek, just to name a few, Vincero offers you a shopping experience that you can trust. And if you need to return or swap, no problem. Vincero's 5-year guarantee and 365-day free return policy has you covered.
From quality you can feel to style you can't deny, Vincero Collective guarantees to up your game. The anniversary sale is going on right now, so don't wait or it'll be too late. Get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our exclusive link, VinceroCollective.com/Newsday. Support our show and check them out at VINCERO Collective.com/Newsday. Keep up with the trends, my friends, and add Vincero to your wardrobe today.
And this episode is sponsored by Babbel. For most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic
Trying
careers.
to make it through and get the grade.
But now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, there is an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language. Whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with family, or you just have some free time, Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world. I'm doing Spanish, and, I live in Los Angeles. I probably should know more Spanish.
No cebolla.
What?
No onions.
Oh, I see. That's important.
Yes. I love the onions, but I didn't used to.
Yeah. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go.
Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can get access to podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to Babbel, BABBEL.com/Newsday. That is Babbel.com/Newsday for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
All right, we're back now with a little update on the legal battle between Elon Musk and Twitter, the company that he agreed to buy for $44 billion until he decided he didn't actually want to. Twitter sued Musk for backing out of the deal after already agreeing to its terms, and Musk's defense is basically that Twitter has too many bots, even though getting rid of all the bots was one of the main reasons he listed for wanting to buy Twitter in the first place.
Yes. Anyway, the only real update to the case is that Elon's legal team was granted access to some internal Twitter documentation about a former Twitter executive, but the judge denied requests for documents about 21 other potential witnesses. I guess is a win, so I guess we'll see. I mean, the trial isn't until October, so we're going to have to wait just a little while for anything truly noteworthy now that both sides have made their initial case. But we've got some other Elon news for you this week. Remember that robot that Tesla is supposedly making? Which they are supposed to unveil next month, despite so far only showing off a man in a robot costume just dancing.
It was a man in a fucking morph suit. Coming soon.
But don't worry, you hold on to your butts this September.
Have I ever lied to you? Me, Elon Musk? Have I ever overstated, my company's plans and ability to follow up on them?
I declare the purchase of Manchester or whatever. What did he say? Manchester United?
Yeah. People were actually happy about that because apparently they're having their worst season in decades.
Yeah, but he immediately was like, just kidding.
Yeah. Why would you joke about that? Okay.
He wants to get another case going where they force him to buy it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's literally no way that this fucking robot will be anything but a disappointment. Boston Dynamics is an actual robot company, and it's taken them over a decade to reach a point where their bipedal robot, Atlas, can be considered almost ready for prime time, though it is still huge and heavy and prone to all sorts of errors that would be a serious safety hazard in a consumer setting. It would be one thing if Elon set expectations low for what his robot, Optimus, will be capable of, but Elon always sets expectations way higher than he can actually deliver, and he recently doubled down on his robot claims for some reason. Here's Gizmodo.
In a column for China's cyberspace magazine, Musk discussed the Tesla bot, which the company ambitiously plans on launching this year. The bot will be about the same weight and height as the average adult, according to Musk, and will be designed to, quote, carry or pick up heavy objects, walk fast in small steps, and the screen on its face is an interactive interface for communication with people. The main objective of the Tesla bot will be to have the same capabilities as humans, essentially serving its owners and checking things off their to-do list. Quote, Tesla bots are initially positioned to replace people in repetitive, boring, and dangerous tasks, Musk wrote. But the vision is for them to serve millions of households, such as cooking, mowing lawns, and caring for the elderly. No! The tech billionaire eventually wants these types of robots to be mass-produced and widely available within a decade. Quote, in the future, a home robot may be cheaper than a car, wrote the richest person in the world. Perhaps in less than a decade, people will be able to buy a robot for their parents as a birthday gift. However, Musk is known for making bold statements about the future and setting unrealistic timelines that are later delayed. This thing can rescue so many children from a cave.
Oh my God.
They'll run right in there and get them.
I love that he lists cooking as something, because can you imagine this robot just lighting the burners on your fucking stove?
Just
whoops.
Stirring things, the sauce going everywhere.
The house is just full of gas.
Smoke.
Don't turn on the lights.
But yeah, and it's because of movies and TV, but the first image that comes in my mind is a fully humanoid robot wearing a fucking robe thing and a cook's hat and just which is exactly what he wants.
Yeah. And it's some tasks But
there's already machines for that.
Yeah, there's literally...
KitchenAid makes it.
There's a purpose-built machine that
in the 50s they
does it perfectly well, yeah.
Yeah.
The actual precision aspects of cooking, I'm there's no fucking way a robot can do that. Dice this tomato. You can't.
Elon Musk he's regressed to the level of the fucking dude from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, who has a robot feed his dog and fail every time.
Yeah, just feed your own fucking dog, you lazy piece of shit.
And watch
Rick Moranis.
Watch this incredible machine will answer the phone for me. And it's a bunch of balls going down tracks and woo!
It's the Pee-wee breakfast machine. That's what he's making.
He should play that music when the robot comes out. And it should do everything that he claims it's going to do. It should look exactly like a 90s infomercial for like knives or some other terrible kitchen product, like the Ronco rotisserie oven.
Woo! So anyway, we say again, there's simply no way in hell that this robot will live up to Elon Musk's claims when it's unveiled next month. It's not gonna fucking happen. In fact, we highly doubt that there will even be a physical product demonstration.
In fact, we're challenging you, Elon Musk.
It'll probably, if I had to guess, it'll be like the multiple Neuralink presentations that he's done, where they show videos, demos of some very preliminary work that's already been done, but by other companies working in the same space, but which they're framed like groundbreaking accomplishments that Elon has done for the first time, once again, along with, I don't know, a slideshow of like some concept art and like projections of like 1 year, 50,000 robots, 10 years, 1 billion robots, 20 years, a robot for every man, woman, and child on Earth.
No, it's going to come out wearing a birthday hat, and he's going to say, "Happy birthday, Mr. Robot," and then it's going to attack everyone on stage and kill them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robot's home. It's also like especially funny, like, you know, robotics is twofold. There's the actual robotics part of it, and that's the AI part. And it's like, recently, I don't know if you've seen all these, but like recently there's been a ton of videos of people testing, like the people found a blind spot on Tesla cars.
For children and dogs?
For like any child that's like under like 5 years old is too short for the car to detect it. So there's all these hilarious videos of like Tesla's just like mowing over like dolls.
Not just that.
Children and dogs too.
You can tell that Elon brain has had an effect on so many of these people because they're like,
well,
hey, any of my neighbors want to let me use their kid really quick?
Hey, kid, just stand right there. This is gonna be fine. Trust me.
Also makes sense that so many of these Tesla owners are childless and can't use their own fucking kids to run over with their cars.
Yeah. I did. Someone...
They should take after their fucking leader and make some kids. So that way they can test the Tesla cars with them.
There was one Tesla vlogger guy who, he didn't use his own kids, but he has kids, so he wanted to test it. And he did he like ran a fucking wire between two trees on opposite sides and like basically like swung a piñata child like into the street. And his Tesla just like mowed it over. He's like, okay, yep, that's bad. Well, good to know.
I'm going to post this on the internet.
Yeah. People are like, fake, not a real fan, fake fan.
Well, they'll turn on him just like, and now you're an enemy of the Elon state.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of tech billionaires showing off stuff that sucks ass and has already been done in better scenarios by other people. Remember how Facebook completely pivoted fully into the VR metaverse and even officially changed its name to Meta to show just how serious they are about it? It's the kind of thing sci-fi authors have been imagining for decades. A total virtual world where anything is possible and you can escape the soul-sucking reality of real life. Well, Meta's key product in this plan is, of course, Horizon Worlds. And it's basically just Facebook's version of VR chat, so totally lame.
Yeah.
And we're not sure if anyone is actually using it, but here's an image of this wonderful Horizon Worlds that Mark Zuckerberg recently shared willingly.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is a pic that they were like, this is going to impress people.
Yeah, this isn't just a random screenshot. This is an ad, basically.
We have to show people what this baby's capable of. Slaps hood. And this is what they showed.
Yeah, so that looks like absolute dog shit.
Minecraft looks better.
Yeah.
Roblox is a better metaverse.
Meta Zuckerberg looks like a shitty mobile game character.
Me.
And everything behind him also looks like a shitty mobile game. I think that's supposed to be the Eiffel Tower. Is that the Taj Mahal? I don't know. What the fuck is this, dude? Reactions were swift and brutal, as you would expect. And the post generated so many great news headlines, such as Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse slammed for looking terrible after billionaire posts VR Paris selfie. Mark Zuckerberg spent $10 billion on the metaverse and all he got was this stupid selfie. Mark Zuckerberg's latest metaverse image likened to a 2002 Nintendo game. Does Mark Zuckerberg not understand how bad his metaverse looks? And wave of criticism hits Zuckerberg's metaverse for looking like crap.
This is what happens when everyone says yes. This is the problem. Anyways, the actual criticism, particularly on Twitter, was quite brutal. This person simply posted a side-by-side comparison of Second Life in 2007 and Horizon Worlds in 2022.
Ugh.
Another posted a picture of the Eiffel Tower in 1996's Twisted Metal 2, and also wrote, there needs to be a German word that's like Schadenfreude, but specifically for how wonderful it is to see the company that helped break democracy pour $10 billion down the drain to create this hilarious 2022 love child of The Sims and Nintendo Wii. Wow. This guy wrote, this looks like a 2002 Nintendo GameCube release called, like, World Baby. And, of course, someone quickly replied with a mock-up of the World Baby box art. Someone else made some similar box art, but this time it's a Nintendo DS game called My Meta Summer Holiday. And it's so bad. And it's like, clearly the goal here is, much like Minecraft, to enlist millions of users to build everything for them.
Yeah.
And like, don't worry, it'll look great because we're crowdsourcing everything.
We'll give you like some Libra coin if you submit assets.
But the funniest part of that is that like, you're either going to do things like Minecraft, which is essentially unrestricted for a decade at least, or you're going to be so overly concerned with security issues or vulgar content or whatever that there's literally no point for anyone to do any work in it.
I would never use this. What's the fucking point?
Can't even hang a poster of Christy Brinkley in your metaverse room.
Yeah. There were plenty of other posts also shitting on this. This is bad. They should stop. It doesn't look like an actual product. There's nothing immersive about this. It doesn't have to look realistic if it has creative direction. When your core product looks like the painted walls of an abandoned daycare center, you have to wonder, how does this shit look worse than Mies did on the Wii 15 years ago now? So as far as I can tell, the metaverse is just Animal Crossing, but you're being hunted by Mark Zuckerberg.
Time to pay the rent, bitch.
And this post summed it up well with, a tale of two metaverses, with dead-eyed Zuck on the left and Goku with a gun on the right. Because why would anyone play Horizon Worlds when Fortnite currently lets you play as literally Goku with a gun?
It has been wonderful seeing all the clips of Fortnite this week. Like I have no interest in it anymore. And just watching this, I'm like, there's so much going on and I would die instantly. But it is awesome seeing Goku do like a Kamehameha and then steal like a lightsaber from someone and start whipping it around.
Yeah, Fortnite
is the metaverse.
Yeah, it is. Like they have so much fucking IP in Fortnite. It is like the closest thing to something like Ready Player One that's out there.
Multiple successful live events.
Yeah.
It has all of the IP. Just because you're not in a VR headset doesn't mean you're not in a metaverse. Like, can't you get past that? Also, like, it's just like with No Man's Sky, which turned out being one of the greatest games of all time, ironically. But you get Mark Zuckerberg on a press tour with, like, fucking Jimmy Fallon tussling his hair, like, oh, look, it's me in the metaverse. And, like, nobody questions if it's even a viable product.
Yeah.
Like, the last time I saw this was on the Today Show, and it was, like, Savannah Guthrie or some shit just being like, someone who hasn't seen video games in 2 decades.
Yeah.
And these are real people you're talking to.
She'd have the same reaction if you showed her, like, Kane and Lynch.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. It's like a real thing.
Or any multiplayer game where it's like, wait, I'm talking to someone across the country?
Yeah.
You don't have to get motion
like
sickness
Fall
to like...
Guys, like, oh my God, what? There's 20, 50 people all playing in here at the same time?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's weird. Because this isn't for gamers. This is... I don't know who this is for, honestly, but this is like... Yeah, I don't know. It should be better than it is, given all of the money and resources they have.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's just beautiful to watch a once successful company just continually slip further and further into failure.
And look, this... We should all become yes men too. We should all come together and keep perpetuating the idea that this is very good.
Yeah,
because this is the way we kill Facebook.
We Morbius Facebook.
Yes, everybody wants this.
I can't wait to go into Horizon Worlds and check out the Eiffel Tower.
We need to not sign up and play it, but keep Facebook thinking that everyone wants this. It's like, oh, well, all you need to do is put in another $10 billion. And I'm sure it's going to be great. We're all very excited. Keep wasting your money. Just like Adam Neumann. Look. That's going to stabilize the economy.
Make the money evaporate, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show. If you haven't already seen our 2 previous episodes, our last one took a break from the stuff going on in America to check out Canada, where the QAnon queen recently tried to exert her power, and it did not go well.
Did not go well. The only regret I have is not including the clip where she feeds
sardines?
her followers.
Yeah.
Sardines and lettuce.
Yeah. It's an interesting woman. And then on the most recent Weekly Weird News, we talked about
Trump.
the Trump stuff and also Dark Brandon and whether he's behind all this.
Dark Brandon giving Joe Manchin the pen was great. His eyes lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best part was like someone clipped it or whatever, or put the images together where right before he handed the pen to him, or like right before the signing, he like took his mask off and coughed into his hand, and then used that same hand to like hand it to Joe Manchin. It's like, that's some real Dark Brandon shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, watch both of those videos. They're up there now. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, leave a like, and we'll see you soon for some news dump. That's the one. Bye.
Bye.